Visit TCGcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit TCG Castle for more.
Looking to grade your Pokemon cards and you don't know how to do it? Check out Ludkins Collectables and grade your Pokemon cards with zero risk. Check video description or visit ludkinscollectables.com for more.
How's it going, Pokefans? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In this video, I'm gonna play with this deck that you can see in front of you. This is the Zoroark GX, Tapu Bulu GX, Vikavolt deck that I just recently built for the standard format. This is one very unique deck that you can basically find on the YouTube, and it's just very interesting to play with it. It has a lot of potential. The most interesting combination in the deck is, of course, Gigatorn GX with Espeon, because we can take up to 6 prize cards in just a single turn if we play against the Zoroark Golisoppa deck, for example, which is just insane. So 17 Pokemon, 32 trainer cards, and 11 energies. Let's just take a look at the lineup. 2 Zeros, of course, 2 Zoroarks GX for the trade, and for that, Ryota's Bidding, just in case if we sometimes cannot find extra energy, we can just, trade or attach 2 energies with Vikavolt up or can strike for up to 150 with the choice band. 3-3 line with the Gravin, Vikavolt, of course, with a strong charge, and 1 Vikavolt GX as attack. In some certain situation, this Vikavolt is going to be very useful. I'm also running 3 copies of Tapu Bulu GX with Horn Attack, Nature's Judgment, and of course Tapu Wilderness GX, and 1 Espeon to devolve my opponent Pokemon's from play, as well as 2 copies of Tapu Lele GX for the setup. Other cards that I'm using in this deck, of course, 2 energy recycles, because I can recycle 5 basic energies from the discard pile back into my deck, which is very important with Vikavolt, of course. 2 field blowers, 3 copies of rare candies, and 1 of each rescue stretcher and the super rod for energy and Pokemon recycle, as well as 4 copies of Ultra Ball. In addition to that, cards, I'm also running 3 copies of a choice band and 2 copies of Flowstone. And from the supporter line, there is 1 copy of Bridget for the setup, 4 of each Cynthia's, and for the draw support. I just decided not to play Sycamore, just because I really don't want to discard any of the resources that I can use later in the game, but sometimes it can be very huge disadvantage, because I can turn up drawing cards that I really don't need. But again, Zoroark in that case can help us with the trade, as well as 3 copies of Guzma and 2 Mellows. Mellow in this deck is very good, just because with the Mellow, I can, search my deck for any 2 cards with Zoroark and grab them into my hand with that ability. 11 energies, 7-4 grass, lighting in total, which of course is 60 cards in total for this deck. If you're looking to buy any of these cards, make sure to check ccgcastle.com. You can find the link in my video description, as well as if you're looking to maybe send your cards to the PSA submission, you can also check ludkinscollectables.com. Make sure to check video description for more information. So let's do some game tests so you can actually see how this deck works in action. So see you in the game. Alright, so in this video, I'm gonna play with Tapu Bulu GX deck featuring some other crazy interesting things, but looking at my opening hand, I can't say that I'm happy, just because I just managed to find a Tapu Lele GX. And pretty much nothing else, which means I'm gonna pass my turn back to my opponent. That's pretty much gonna be it. So my opponent will play some sort of M to help me out. There's the Sylveon GX from my opponent's side. Alright. I mean, Bridget top deck would be probably the best thing I can get. Because then I would be able to set up my Zoroark, Vikavolt, and start using that trade. So my opponent looks like decided to go with the magical ribbon, so he can have potentially very exploding turn. And I'm still dreaming top decking something that can be useful. Alright, so I guess in this case M. Nope, just the Espion. Just the Espion. I don't have another option than just put it on the bench. And strike my drive for 100. Almost 100 for 90 damage counters. Still out of the range for the knockout, but hey. Oh, there's the Pearl City. So he limited my bench space down to 3. Alright. Espion in combination with Vikavolt Gigatorn GX can be very powerful against decks that just rapidly evolve with the rare candy. And that's just mind-blowing how good it is. And there's the Bridget. So the first Bridget for my opponent in play. For 2 Ralts and 1 Zorua. And he already had Gardevoir in play, which is very scary, to be honest. Really it is. And there's the Field Blower for my Choice Band. I guess I can still recover from this position by top decking useful, like a drop supporter, for example, Cynthia N. Even Bridget a lot in this certain situation. It has a double course energy attachment. I wish I have something like Enhanced Hammer so I can knock it out, but unfortunately I don't. And this is going to be another magical ribbon for play for my opponent. Alright. I don't speak about that Plea GX attack. It's very powerful. And finally something good. Finally something useful. It's a N, so I can refresh as well as my opponent. Ooh, but other cards looks just very bad. So I'm gonna go with Ultra Ball. This is gonna be for energy and for the Vikavolt GX as well. And I'm going to put first Zorua on the bench. And I'm also gonna play Field Blower, which is very important now to prevent my opponent from having free retreat. And also moving that Pearl City from play. And striking with Energy Drive for 6. There we go. So far, so good, I guess. Still, my opponent can easily retreat by just, you know, playing ability with Secret Spring. This is always very useful. And then add energy manually from his hand to be able to strike for 90, 120, 150. So basically with the Choice Band, he can knock me out, which is just insane. Just need 2 Fairy Energy cards and he can do that pretty much easily. The bad thing is that I have like... Alright, so Secret Spring from his hand. The bad thing is that I have 2 Grabbins prized. And this is a very scary thing. But if my opponent decides to go with Magical Ribbon, that can actually... Oh, so he decided to give me N. Alright, I hope he will miss Flowstone or maybe Energy Attack. Maybe Choice Band. And there's the Grabbin N, which is pretty good. So I can finally set that Grabbin in play. I think I'm actually gonna retreat and devolve my opponent Gardevoir on the bench. I think that could be potentially good play. Because if he misses Gardevoir, then I have a pretty good chance to do something significantly here. Yeah, I think this idea. So another energy top deck. This is going to be 1N. Alright, really like to see that Vikavolt in my hand. So I guess I don't have another option. I really want to eliminate that from his bench. He's the biggest threat at this moment. So let's just go with And basically, my opponent will definitely need that rare candy. If he don't have rare candy, he's gonna be in a very bad position because he can God War that easily. And he already played one rare candy, and he decided to promote routes, which probably means that he have that rare candy God War play in his hand available. And if I can survive with my Miraculous Shine, I can. So interesting. There's another, and of course Curlia for his bench. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's the rare play. Right now he's hitting me for 120. Adding more energies can definitely be good for me because in that case I can. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 120. Oh, and one more Secret Spring. Who's? He's Curly on the bench. All right. Rescue Strategy is something that I can benefit from it. That's for sure. Because I can then again devolve. In that case, he will have already 2 rare candies in his discard pile, which would be a very big deal, especially if he plays one more rare candy and evolve his routes on the bench. Then I would probably try to search myself option. Okay, there's a choice band. Let me see something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can strike my opponent Gardevoir for like 210 with my Tapu Bulu, which is not enough for the one-hit knockout. So I definitely need that Rescue Stretcher Ultra Ball for another round of Miraculous Shine. And there's another Ultra Ball. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna go with Energy Recycle, Rare Candy, Vikavolt, Choice Band play. How the things looking right now. And another Curlia for my opponent in play. And Super Routes. Back Tapu Bulu and Eevee. Probably with... Okay, so Tapu Bulu and 2 energies. And that's gonna be finally knockout. 210. So... how can I respond? What's the best way to respond to my opponent? We'll see. So I have that Vikavolt to play, as well as the Choice Band and another Choice Band. I guess I can play myself Energy Recycle to recycle some of the energies. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180 to 110. So I guess I can go up to 210, but that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna go with Energy Attachment, just because I can potentially find maybe even GX. Oh, nice. There's a Rescue Stretcher. So that Rescue Stretcher is actually gonna do a lot of crazy things to my opponent, because I can bring back that Espeon on the bench, and I can have right now Devolution. I'm also gonna play that Ultra Ball. So I can also play Ultra Ball for my Zoroark. Alright, it's not that easy with this deck, but I'm doing great. Then I can play Strong Charge, and I can basically attach one of each. 1 energy to my Espeon, 1 energy to my Zoroark GX. Of course, I can pay that retreat cost down to my Espeon, and I can devolve all of my opponent Pokemons and play with my Mirage. Alright, so again, without Rare Candy, he's not gonna be able to do anything here. So my opponent will need to find himself a way to get that Rare Candy in play. He already played like 2. I'm not sure how many of the rare candies he played in his deck, but that was literally the only thing I was able to do at this moment. Maybe it would be a little bit smarter if I just decided my Tapu Lele instead of the Zoroark, so I could potentially have that one-hit knockout with so many energies with my Tapu. Still hoping that my opponent is not going to be able to evolve his routes into the... And meanwhile, I can potentially set up something. So there's the Curlia as I mentioned it. So no Gardevoir. There's the... It's probably just going to be a retreat down to either way Zoroark or maybe Sylveon. So he can potentially try to use that magical ribbon. Nope, so it looks like he's going to hit me for like 100 with his Zoroark in this case. Which means only one thing. I can play Mellow, and I can potentially grab a Vikavolt and a Choice Band, but I'm still short for energy card. In order to own Zoroark, which is a huge problem in this case. But I definitely need somehow to eliminate his Curlia from the play. Alright, so I'm taking 120. And who knows, this Wonder Tag might be for Guzma. Guzma may be down to my Zoroark GX, we shall see. Nope, for N. Ooh, actually, N is going to help me a lot. Ooh, with that N, I could potentially see a good turn for me. Especially if I can get that Tapu Bulu combo in play. Oh, there's energy and a couple Cynthia in the Glowstone, but nothing else that I can use. Oh, Ultra Ball. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Alright, let's see, what do we have here? Do I have another Choice Band left? Looks like I don't have, so I'm gonna need at least that Guzma play. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna go for Tapu Lele. I'm gonna go for the Tapu Lele play, energy attachment from my hand. How many energies do I have in my discard pile? 2, 4 of them. I'm gonna play this. Then I'm gonna put my Tapu Lele on the bench, which means I'm gonna search my deck for Guzma. Alright. Then I'm gonna trade. Of course, it's gonna be from Cynthia. His choice. Then I'm gonna play Guzma down to Leah. And of course, I can attach one energy somewhere, and I don't see reason why I wouldn't attach one energy down to the top of them. There we go. And I can hit for 80 because of the resistance on that. That's enough for the knockout. So I'm going down to 4 prize cards, and we are both equal right now. Another lighting energy. Alright. And there's the routes in the front, which means potentially can play that Guzma down to his Zoroark so he can knock out my Espeon. Again, without go for the one-hit knockout against my opponent Zoroark GX, but I can potentially go for 2 prize knockout against his Tapu Lele. And there's the as expected. So I'm thinking about N would be perfect. N would definitely in this case. Oh, there's another Tapu Lele play with the Wonder Tag. This might be for Sycamore. Actually, he already played Guzma. Alright, so he decided to grab himself a N. Pretty much fair enough. I need somehow find a way to knock out his Curly on the bench, because that Curly right now is the biggest threat I can see. One trade, one energy discarded. Of course not. So I'm gonna go with my Tapu Lele in the front, just in case of the Guzma play. Oh, there's the N. Okay, so let's just go with the trade. Potentially fine. Ultra Ball and a Tapu Bulu GX. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna strong charge for one grass energy onto my Tapu Bulu. This is just gonna be one copy of the M. That's pretty much it. I have Cynthia for next turn, as well as the Ultra Ball. I cannot do too much. I guess I'm just going to retreat. And a hit for 130, which is more than enough. Alright. Still, that Curlia is the biggest threat. Next turn I can play potentially Guzma and knock out that Curlia. My opponent is also so far he cannot go for the one-hit knock against any of my Pokemons on the bench, but potentially with Gardevoir, he can maybe knock out my Tapu Bulu and discard it for extra 2 cards. So if he can find Guzma with Gardevoir, then he can hit for like 90, 120, 150. So just one more energy from his hand, and he's obviously a winner in this case. So next turn I can knock out that Curlia on the bench. And then everything can happen. Still, he's gonna need only to knock out my Zoroark GX. He only played 1. So something tells me that much better choice for me is going to be, oh, there's the Ultra Ball. Alright, so it's gonna be for Gardevoir GX. Something tells me that for me the best thing is just to retreat and strike. Actually, to knock out his Zoroark with my Tapu Bulu GX. And the last card is card. So he can strike me for 180. Ooh, that's very close. He's hitting for 150. Of course, I'm gonna need to play my Ultra Ball. And there's another Zorua for me on the bench. Alright, I'm gonna put it on the bench. I'm gonna play 1 copy of the trade. It's gonna be. And there's the grass energy for my Tapu Bulu, which means I can just see strong charge. I have that special charge available. So I'm gonna need to play my Bulu, which means I need to discard all energy cards attached to my Tapu Bulu with that Nature's Judgment attack. So I'm striking only for 180. Right now he can hit me for like 100. I'm gonna need that choice. Alright. Again, it depends on the top deck. If he can go for 120, I could potentially find myself, who knows, maybe enough resources for the one Twin Light GX. So he decided to go with the Twin Light GX. Oh my gosh. So game is still very close. I still need to grab 2 prize cards, and I can potentially win. But I need top deck Zoroark, and then I can maybe try to win. Again, we shall see. Everything is possible. How many Guzmas? Because I'm running only 3 of them. 1, which means I have 1 more left. Alright, so recycle 10 cards back to his deck. Of course, tons of energies, draw supporters, Guzma, and stuff like that are gonna be recycled back with that Twin Light. Something tells me that the much smarter option would be just to strike damage. Okay, interesting. He decided to recycle routes back to his deck. What's gonna be the top deck? Oh, top deck is a field blower. Which means I remove 1 card from my hand. $20, $40, $60, $80, $100, $120, $100 and... Nah, that's just not gonna work. Let's go with the trade. Again, I need something big. Oh, Mellow. Mellow can potentially be a good play right there. But only for the next turn. I'm gonna use that Mellow. Of course it's gonna be for Zoroark, and of course it's gonna be for Energy Recycle. And I'm passing my turn. That's literally what I can do. If he don't have enough resources to knock on my Tapu Bulu, then I can maybe still win this game by knocking out his Tapu Lele on the bench. Again, top deck is another Zoroark. I do have Guzma available. I'm also going to need that Floatstone as well. So potentially game can still be won. And he decided to retreat back to his routes and play Guzma down to my Zoroark and retreat. So that's gonna be the knockout. That's gonna be the final 60. Well played. So he managed to find Guzma and he actually won the game. If he didn't have Guzma, everything could happen. But still, very interesting game. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know what you think about this deck in the comments below. We'll see you next time. So have a nice day and goodbye.